Hi, I'm Jacqueline V, Subject Advisor for Art, Design and Media at Pearson. This short video is designed to help you understand how to use the Assessment Tracker tool for internal assessment in art and design practice, demonstrating the technical functions of the tool and how it relates to the mark grids when assessing learner work. All of the documents you will need can be found on the Pearson BTEC Tech Award 2022 Art and Design Practice Qualification page. From here, select Course Materials from the horizontal toolbar at the top of the page, and then select Internal Assessments from the Categories filter on the left. In this section, you will find the following key documents. Firstly, the Assessment Record template under Center Assessment Record can be used to record the assessment of internal components. A single assessment record sheet is required for each learner per internal component to show their marks. This can be produced using the document, or you can use the Assessment Tracker tool to save time, and you can export candidate assessment records from the tracker. To use the Assessment Tracker tool, you will need to download and unzip the file, as well as enable macros. Right-click on the file, and under the General tab, Security, tick the Unblock box and press OK. You can now open the Assessment Tracker tool in the desktop version of Excel and use its full functionality. You can click Subscribe for version update notification so that when an update has been made to the tracker, you will be notified. Please note that using the tool does not guarantee that your assessment of learners' work is accurate. It is important that your assessment decisions are informed by the internal standardization you complete as a team prior to assessment and your professional judgment. To open the tracker, press Student Records. The Assessment Tracker tool is a tool to assist with internal assessment. It contains the mark grids and can record all learner marks for each component. The tool can also be used as part of the internal standardization of your assessment team using the exemplar standardization materials under the Teaching and Learning Materials category. When using the tracker, you can list a maximum of 30 learners per worksheet. If you have a high number of learners in your cohort, you will need 2 or more worksheets, which you could name by class, for example. On the left-hand side, you will see where you can list the names of the students registered for the qualification. Start by entering the name of the learners you are assessing for this Pearson set assignment. For ease, you can also copy and paste the names from other applications. On the right-hand side, you can also add the candidate numbers in the relevant column. The boxes for each individual task under component will automatically be populated with the learner's mark for that task when you click on the relevant blue button for the component you are assessing. To start entering marks for individual learners, click on the blue button and it will take you to the learner's page where their performance on each task is recorded. At the top, you will see their name, candidate number, the component you are assessing, and the overall mark and percentage. This will auto-populate when you complete the mark grids. These grids reflect the mark scheme for the component you are assessing, in this case, Component 1. As you assess the learner's work for each task, you can double-click on the cell that reflects the standard the learner's work fits with. For example, for learning outcome A1, this learner may have shown confident application of a range of effective investigation methods, although they may have only mostly used relevant primary-secondary sources. Their practical responses to the work of others show an in-depth understanding of how they communicate visually. Thus, you double-click the Mark Band 4 descriptor for this task since it is the best fit of this holistic assessment. Next, you enter a mark in the bottom right-hand corner. For example, in this case, because they have used primary and secondary sources that are not as focused and pertinent to secure the middle or top of this band, you may feel that the learner is at the bottom of Mark Band 4, so would award a 10. When you click off that number, it will then show you the number you have awarded. Work through the other tasks in a similar way, selecting traits that reflect the standard of the learner's work for each task and inserting the mark. The overall mark will be shown at the top of the learner's assessment record. You can also add your own comments about the learner's work on the right-hand side by completing the white box. For example, for Learning Outcome B, you may want to say competent experimentation with collage, printmaking, and drawing processes. However, this early experimentation feels disconnected from intentions and lacks breadth and diversity. To return to the front page, click Records, and you will see the boxes under each task for the student you are assessing have been populated with the marks you gave on the mark grids. Continue this process for each learner until you have a complete set of records for all learners. To generate reports from the Assessment Tracker tool, click on the Menu button in the top left corner. This will give you several options to choose from. to generate individual learner reports to give a learner so they can see their performance in the assessment, ensure the third button down is set to individual reports. Click on the Select Students button to choose learners or a learner that you want to create an individual report for, and then click Run Report for the component. The report will download as a PDF into the folder, where you have already saved the assessment tracker tool on your computer. Here is an example of the report. The report shows a pattern of assessment across the tasks, your written comments, and the marks that they have been awarded. The learner can use the information to support a resubmission, for example. To create assessment record reports for the moderation sample, select AR Reports on the third button, then Prepare Forms. Enter your center name and center number, the name of the assessor, and, if you wish, upload an electronic signature. Make sure you click Update AR on the bottom right. This will ensure all assessment record reports are updated with this information. Next, click Select Students and the learners. When you click Run Report for the component, it will download as a PDF into the folder where you have already saved that assessment tracker tool on your computer. Here is an example. You can see all the authentication details have been populated on the top of the student's work. You can see the grades they have been given, any comments, and where they have been marked across the different mark grids. On the menu button, you have other options available as well. To clear the data you have in the assessment tracker tool, select Reset All Data. The Import Data button is used when a new version of the tool is released and you want to import data from a previous version. For more information, please visit the BTEC Tech Awards 2022 Quality Assurance page, which has resources to support you as well as live and on-demand training opportunities for BTEC Tech Award processes. You can also visit the Tech Awards Support Index for frequently asked questions and support. In addition, please refer to my other bite-sized videos for art and design practice. For any further clarification, advice, and guidance, please feel free to contact us using the details on the main specification page. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to supporting you and your center.